What's up, Concert Addicts? Johnny Kinsvater here with Concert Addiction with a festival announcement and a tour announcement. This is a touring festival, which is kind of a dying thing. We haven't had too many lately. Obviously, Warped Tour hung it up last year for the most part, even though they're still having some Warped festivals, just not a massive tour. Mayhem Festival ended a couple years ago, as did Uproar. But Rockstar Energy, the people behind Mayhem, the main sponsor for that, is back with the brand new Disrupt Festival. And I'll get into the lineup first before I go through the dates. Like I said, Rockstar Energy Disrupt Festival. The lineup will feature The Used, Thrice, Circus Survive, Sum 41, The Story So Far, Atreyu, Sleeping with Sirens, Andy Black, 4 Year Strong, Memphis Mayfire, Trophy Eyes, Megan Dia, Juliet Sims, and Hyro the Hero. And that's a pretty badass lineup. Like I said, this whole tour festival type deal is kind of dying out, but as they die out, it just makes room for even more of them, and hopefully this is a successful thing because this is a pretty badass lineup, and it does say that the lineup is subject to change. Not all of these bands are going to be at every single date, but it gives you a gist of the feeling of the festival. Emo bands, punk rock bands. It's a good mix, the same type of bands that you would find at a Warped Tour or at Mayhem Festival, something like that. I'm pretty stoked on it. I actually got, when this is coming to my city, The Used is going to be one of the bands on the lineup, and I got a notification today that The Used was coming to this giant venue as the headliner, and I thought that was really weird, and then I clicked on it, and I saw that they were part of this full lineup, which made more sense. But that does bring me to the point, which I bring up quite often on here. The cool part about whether it's a co-headlining tour or whether it's a touring festival like this with multiple artists, it gives these smaller artists a chance to headline in a giant spot with thousands and thousands of fans, more so than they would if they were headlining on their own, because a band like The Used probably would hit small theaters, a couple thousand capacity max, if they were doing a tour by themselves. Same thing can be said with these other bands, Sum 41, Thrice, all successful bands, but when you put them all together, they can do even bigger stuff, and I think that's great. I'll go to the dates real quick. This is going to go all through the month of July, but it begins towards the end of June. We're kicking off June 21st in Dallas, Texas. Then 3 days in a row, Dallas, Austin, Houston. Then we go to Florida, a couple dates there. Hit all the big cities along the way. Denver, Columbus, a couple oddball places too. Clarkson, Irving, Boise, Phoenix, and we wrap up July 28th in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So there's 25 dates. This thing stretches just over a month. And yeah, this seems like a recipe for success for me, especially because there's a market for this kind of thing now as these festivals come and go. We got this one coming up this year. Sabroso has been a big hit. Probably going to be adding more cities as that one continues. And yeah, I hope to see this thing successful. And Hyro the Hero's on this lineup. And he's at the bottom of this thing, and I think they'll probably bring him back when this is a hit, when he's an even bigger hit than he is now, because he's one of the most prominent up-and-comers right now. I see stuff about him all the time online. So to see him on the bottom of this lineup is going to be one of those things that we look back at. I have a feeling anyways, we're going to look back and be like, wow, can you believe he was at the bottom of this bill? Because he's going to be towards the top here in a little bit. He brings such a fresh flavor and new take on just his genre, and everything is just totally fresh, and I'm totally in love with it. So I like to see him getting these opportunities. And yeah, he's going to add a whole new flavor to this already kick-ass lineup. Go through it again, I guess, just to give my thoughts. The Used, like I said, pretty awesome live band, but like I said, they don't usually play to crowds this big, which is cool that they get the opportunity to do this. I saw The Used at Riot Fest a couple years ago, and they were pretty early in the day, kind of low on the bill. That shows you how big Riot Fest was, so they're headlining this, which is awesome. Same goes for Thrice, same story there, actually. And then, yeah, Sum 41 was a pretty repetitive Warped band, so it's all the bands from all these other festivals kind of coming together for this one. And yeah, I think this is awesome. There's definitely some gems throughout here. Memphis Mayfire, Sleeping with Sirens, all pretty big bands. So yeah, they could all tour on their own and do small theaters, or they could all tour together and play these giant venues. And they're all doing both actually this year, which is pretty badass. But they're spending the month of July and a little bit of June on the Disrupt tour, and yeah, gets my approval. Not that it needs it, but this is a great idea, and I'm definitely looking forward to Rockstar Energy's Disrupt Festival coming to a city near you this June and July. I'll post a link in the description where you could see the full list of dates, and you'll want to go to that because, like I said, the lineup changes for each date. So you want to click on the link for your, or scroll down on the link and look for your city to see the specific lineup for that venue. Make sure to like this video if you liked it and subscribe to the channel. Also check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/concertaddiction, and my website, concertaddiction.com, and never miss anything going on in the world of live music. We did our first episode of the Concert Addiction podcast 2 weeks ago on March 10th. We're shooting to do that on Sundays from here on out. It's been a couple weeks. I've been too busy the past 2 Sundays. We're going to try doing it every other Sunday from here on out, and then hopefully, eventually, as things calm down in my life, as we get more into a rhythm, and I figure out more of this technical stuff, we can start doing it every Sunday. But we are planning on doing it this coming week, so make sure to keep your eye out for that. And until then, thanks for watching.